Deltron 3030's debut album, released in 2000, is a landmark of concept-driven hip-hop. It's a dense, cerebral, and wildly imaginative project that merges science fiction storytelling with philosophical introspection and socio-political critique. Formed by Del the Funky Homosapien as the titular character Deltron Zero, producer Dan the Automator, and DJ Kid Koala, the group created not just an album but an entire dystopian universe populated by rebels, technocrats, and rogue intellectuals, all seen through the lens of a futuristic battle against a corrupt, corporate-controlled society. At its most basic level, Deltron 3030 is a hip-hop space opera set in the year 3030, where Deltron Zero fights against oppressive forces that have monopolized knowledge, creativity, and technological freedom. But the album works on multiple levels. It is a critique of modern-day capitalism, a celebration of alternative intelligence, and an exploration of hip-hop as both a tool of rebellion and a vessel of high art. The album opens with State of the Nation, a brief introduction narrated in a grandiose cinematic style. This sets the tone for the album's theatrical ambitions. From there, 3030, the sprawling 6-minute track that truly launches the album, lays out the universe in which the story unfolds. Over a lush, orchestral backdrop constructed by Dan the Automator, Del raps with absolute clarity and confidence, laying down the framework of the world, a dystopia where corporations have outlawed independent thought and musicians are seen as subversive agents. The production across the entire album is extraordinary. Dan the Automator constructs a futuristic soundscape that feels both retro and avant-garde. His beats are layered with analog synths, classical string samples, obscure voiceovers, and science fiction effects that conjure a cinematic atmosphere without overwhelming the MC. The production doesn't just support the narrative, it builds the world. Each beat feels like it was composed to score a scene in the movie that the album implies. Del, as Deltron Zero, delivers his best lyrical performance to date. He seamlessly merges technical prowess with visionary storytelling. His rhyme schemes are complex and his vocabulary is vast, but what's most impressive is his ability to infuse character and purpose into every bar. This isn't just rapping for the sake of showing skill. Each line moves the story forward or deepens the thematic weight of the album. On Virus, he dreams of infecting global databases with a metaphoric virus, a powerful symbol for overthrowing systemic oppression through intellectual sabotage. It's one of the best representations of the album's core message, knowledge as resistance. Mastermind further explores the mind of Deltron Zero, offering a monologue on intelligence, invention, and self-liberation. He speaks as a polymath, hacker, and rogue philosopher, fusing abstract science with poetic braggadocio. The beat is sparse but rich in detail, allowing Del's voice to take center stage. A major strength of the album is its narrative consistency. Unlike many concept albums that falter under the weight of their premise, Deltron 3030 stays on message from start to finish. Tracks like Positive Contact, Things You Can Do, and Turbulence all contribute to the world building. There's a strong sense of continuity, aided by interludes and skits that further flesh out the setting and tone. Kid Koala's contribution should not be overlooked. His turntable work is subtle, yet crucial, adding texture and tension to the production. His scratches often serve as sonic punctuation, underscoring transitions or enhancing climactic moments without resorting to overuse. His performance reinforces the old-school hip-hop foundation that underpins the album, even as it blasts off into sci-fi abstraction. Lyrically, the album is packed with references, metaphors, and intricate imagery. Del's rhymes span themes ranging from artificial intelligence and technocracy to spiritual autonomy and artistic rebellion. The writing assumes a certain level of intellectual engagement from the listener. This is not a casual album. It rewards close listening and multiple revisits. That said, it can be a difficult listen for those unfamiliar with Del's style or the deeper traditions of underground hip-hop. There are moments, however, where the album's ambition slightly overshoots its accessibility. The sheer density of the lyrics, combined with the often complex beats and interludes, can occasionally feel overwhelming. And while Del's flow is generally excellent, there are a few tracks where his monotone delivery may come across as flat to those used to more dynamic vocal performances. Yet these are minor criticisms in the face of such a towering creative achievement. Memory Loss is a standout near the end of the album, pairing an eerie piano loop with somber, reflective lyrics about alienation and psychological decay. It feels almost existential, less science fiction and more human crisis. It's a reminder that underneath the intergalactic rebellion, the album is deeply concerned with the emotional and mental cost of resistance. The album closes with the fantabulous rap extravaganza and battle song, which act as an epilogue and a final battle cry, respectively. By the end, the listener has been fully immersed in a narrative that is at once fantastical and grounded in real-world anxieties. In terms of legacy, Deltron 3030 is widely regarded as a cult classic. It influenced not just hip-hop artists, but also experimental musicians, comic book writers, and gamers. Its DNA can be found in everything from MF Doom's later work to the visual aesthetics of acts like Gorillaz, with whom Del and Dan the Automator would later collaborate. While it never achieved mainstream commercial success, it became a touchstone for conceptual innovation in hip-hop. In retrospect, the album anticipated a number of cultural and technological anxieties that would become central in the decades to follow. Its concerns about corporate surveillance, intellectual property, and creative control are even more relevant today than they were in 2000. What seemed like science fiction now feels disturbingly prescient. Deltron 3030's debut is more than a rap album. It's a multi-dimensional work of art. It merges the literary ambition of science fiction with the verbal dexterity of underground hip-hop, creating something that stands alone in the genre. It is a project that demands and rewards intellectual curiosity, and it continues to inspire artists who believe in the power of concept and craft. In summary, Deltron 3030 is a masterwork of conceptual hip-hop. With its intricate storytelling, futuristic production, and fearless experimentation, it remains a vital and visionary album. Its flaws are few and mostly tied to its very ambition, but its strengths lie in its ability to transform music into myth, message, and movement.